Okay, Shalom Aleichem. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a few short halachot. We're in the Shulchan Aruch, chapter 90. Some people, they don't have patience. So let's say the Chazan is doing a lot of chat, we say in Farsi. He's extending the melodies a lot. So you just want to go ahead. You want to take the 405 freeway, the 10 freeway. You want to go ahead of him. But that's not the right thing to do. Because when we come to a shul, we want all to pray, especially the Hashem Sefatai, the Amidah together. So it is not appropriate to start your Shmona Esrei before that of the congregation. Unless, like some people, they don't take into fact that we're only allowed to say the big mitzvah of Tefila v'Sibur is how many hours do we have to say? 4 hours, the first 4 hours of the day. So if you're gonna, obviously, if the Chazan is totally not in tune with what the time of the Tefillah is, and you're gonna miss Tefillah bizvana, then you are allowed to go ahead. Because Shacharit, the true mitzvah of praying it, has to be done with the first 4 hours of the day. So if the Chazan is not going to make that time, you're allowed to go ahead. The next halacha says, Mi sheyeshlo bet knesset be'iro, and I'm going to tell you a scary story about this. If you have a shul on your street, and you don't attend it, and obviously this is talking about you don't attend any shul in the neighborhood, right? You're considered a bad neighbor. You're shachen ra. And God forbid it will cause for you and your children to get removed, go to galut, go to exile. So I'm not joking with you. I once went to a discount store in Pico, and I started schmoozing with the guy. I said, "Oh, which shul you go to?" He said, "Rabbi, I live literally 100 feet away from your shul." And I'm like, I'm free security. I always keep an eye on it. I said, "But I've been a rabbi almost 10 years. You don't come Kippur, you don't come Rosh Hashanah." He said, "It's okay. I do the mitzvah. I'm your free security guard." So then after another few years, I went to him. He said, "Oh, I saw he was really, really depressed. He was in a very bad mood." So I said, he said, "Yeah, Rabbi, I got divorced. I don't see my kids anymore. So God forbid, I don't want to, but it's a scary thing. Whatever the Chachamim say, the Torah is true, whether we like it or not. So people that are lazy and they have the opportunity to come to the house of God, we say, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha Od Ya'alelu Chasela. Those people are fortunate to come to the house of God. Those people that have such an easy access to come and they choose not to come and be together with the congregation and God, it's not a good thing.
What about those with hard access?
What?
What about those that live far?
Then that maybe he could have a little bit of you always have to try to attend. But there's a halacha, if that you're more than a 15-minute walk, then it's a little bit easier. But if you're in such a close proximity, and because of laziness, you don't care. See, somebody that doesn't have an opportunity to do a mitzvah, you're right. If he lives like a half an hour away, he should still try, because we Jews can only survive when we have each other, you understand? Especially when we're in exile, there's so much assimilation. So we need good Jewish friends, good Jewish because then your social life is centered around the shul. So anybody, even if he lives more than half an hour away, he should bend over backwards to try to be together with fellow Jews. But, especially if somebody's in with a 10-15 minute proximity, and it's so easy, and he doesn't, it's not a good thing. And the last halacha we're going to talk about today is that it's a big mitzvah always to run to shul. V'chen lechol dvar mitzvah. Guys, it's impossible to become a true, faithful Sadiq and servant of God if you're lazy. Because we have so many golden opportunities to do acts of kindness and mitzvah and good things, but because you're shlufi and chapish, right? You love your pillow more than doing a mitzvah, so you lose the opportunity. So to show that we're excited and enthusiastic about doing mitzvot, when you come into the shul, should you? And I want to tell you another thing. There's been at least 50 times I've seen people, because my window is right near the door of the shul. And when people, they walk in slow, we're right about to say Nachdishach, and they miss it out. So in life, just like if you're going on your honeymoon to a cruise of Hawaii, are you going to be at the gate of the boat on time? Same thing, if we have an opportunity to do a mitzvah, especially prayer, which you know it's forbidden to do anything else. Did you know that? Are you allowed to go to the gym before you pray Shachrit? No. Are you allowed to go shopping, do errands before you do Shachrit? The answer is no. The number one priority when we wake up is Modeh. We're not even allowed to eat breakfast, right? That was our shiur a few months ago. So therefore, even on Shabbat, where we shouldn't sweat, even on Shabbat you're allowed to run to shul. Because that's the Gemara in Brachot that Abaye used to say. I used to think that the rabbis were sitting, my colleagues, because on Shabbat you're not allowed to run. But then one of his mentors said, no, it's such a big mitzvah to run to shul that even though on Shabbat you're not supposed to run and sweat, to run to a mitzvah, to the shul, you are allowed to. So, אבל כשיוצא מבית כנסת אסור לרוץ. But when you want to leave the shiur, when you want to leave the shul, should you run away from the shul? No. You should be very reluctant and walk away very what? Slowly. And we know obviously it's a mitzvah to try to be one of the first 10. Kol tuv.